Good morning, everybody. It's Bob Phibbs, the Retail Doc, showing you the love today for following me, whether you're on Facebook, YouTube, or LinkedIn. I am your host, Bob Phibbs, the Retail Doc. I think you got that. I could leave this on a little longer. I just wanted to mix things up a little bit. I'll leave it on just a little bit, see who all jumps in. Do you like the glasses? Do you like the glasses? The coldest weekend of the year, I decided I had to put on my sweatshirt from Los Angeles. Nice. Exactly. Rose-colored glasses, Stacy. Maybe I'll bring those back for Valentine's Day. My camera doesn't exactly like that, so it was changing my face all kinds of colors and making a bit of a delay. Good morning, Heidi. Glad you're here today. Good morning, Stacy. Glad you're here. If you are just joining me for the first time, you may not know what I always ask, which is please let me know what you sell or where you're located in the world. And if you like something that I say or whether you don't like something I say, comment in the box below, because ultimately it is all about comments when you do live videos, not just likes. Although if you like it, you can certainly feel free to say yes, or you could certainly feel free to give me a heart, or you could at least give me a thumbs up. Fair enough. So I am mixing things up today, but I thought I'd start with a story about customer service that just happened last night. So I live in a very small little hamlet in the world in the Mid-Hudson Valley. After growing up in Los Angeles, I wanted to get away from it all and truly have gotten away from it all on the Hudson River. I think we have two stoplights in my little town. In any event, there is a restaurant that we have liked for an awful long time, and it's local. It's maybe, I don't know, an eighth of a mile, quarter of a mile from us, and decided on Saturday to order a nice meal because the specials look good, look really like what had been used to. And through the pandemic all last year, would make sure that, once a month would order and they would deliver it. And it was great. And so it'd been a little while since anything had been delivered. So made sure to tell the person that, on the end of the phone, talk to this guy because he's delivered it and he knows where it all's going. Okay, great. So it was ordered early, said be there at 5:45. So, 6 o'clock, kind of hungry, thinking like, where's the food? 6:30, it's not there yet. So look at the app because it had texted saying, your order has been completed. And it was, I think, 5:40, something like that. So try to text that. Oh, no, that's just a notification one. Called the restaurant and was heard, hold please, and the receiver was left so you could hear the conversations in the restaurant. No one coming to the rescue or anything. Finally, after, 5-10 minutes, hung that up, called back, finally got the person. Oh, she left it there. She knocked and no one answered, so she just left it there at a different door at the house. Well, why didn't she talk? Did you talk to the guy? Oh, I'm sure you did. Finally, that guy gets on. No, sorry, it'll be on us the next time. Missing the point. This is what's going wrong with customer service, what's going on with retailers around the world right now. We are not telling people what the job is. The job is a thoroughly satisfying customer experience. The job is not you're to drop off food somewhere. Because if someone had actually trained this person, they would have said, and if for some reason someone's not at one door, make sure you check other ones. Or we have their phone number, call them. Or when you get done with an order, text them and let them know it's there. Or when you get back to the restaurant, text them and say, how did you like your meal? There's a million things you could do, but we don't, because it's like, well, we're short-staffed, Bob. COVID, if I never hear that again, it will be too soon. COVID is not your blanket excuse for why you suck at customer service. Customer service means it's about who? It's about me. So imagine going down and getting crab cakes that were warm, an hour and a half ago, are in this little aluminum thing. And yeah, you can heat them up again. And if I wanted that, I probably could have bought it from a grocery store and did that. But is it a thoroughly satisfying experience? No. Do you think I'm going to recommend them to anyone else? No. And you know what they'll tell me when things get tough? It was COVID. It was COVID. Wasn't us. Excuse me, it is you. And so many retailers are still thinking it's somebody else's fault. You're not successful. Trust me, look in the mirror. There's only one person why you are not successful. It is you. The things that I am not doing my brand, I have to own, whether I like it or not, and then work to correct it. Because you can certainly put on rose-colored glasses and tell yourself, oh, our customers all like us. I just need more customers like them. It's like, no, what you need to do is make sure that I'm a raving fan. You need to make sure that I'm not your loyal customer because you're sending out a 40% off coupon every 5 days or weeks, that I'm a loyal customer who's going to pay full price and go out of my way to go to your store. That's what matters. So I had to do a little venting. And Aaron, if you are on this call today, you better know that that is the market you're going to be hiring probably 40 or 50 people for around here. And it's going to take an awful lot of training, and it's going to take an awful lot of dedication to say, we are this, and I'm not going to allow my brand to be defined by this, because I don't even know how someone could have done that myself. I just don't get it. So there you go. All right. Wow, Michelle. Yeah, exactly. Wow. Right? Exactly. Thank you very much. Anyone else have any comments about that? Yes. Great. There's a few yeses. Hey, car gift from Portugal. Glad you're here this morning. Tristan, glad you're here this morning. If you haven't commented, let me know you're there. Comment. Has that happened to you? Have you heard? Oh, it's COVID. Oh, it's Target. It's Walmart. Oh, okay. Have you heard that? Have you liked hearing that? Does that make you feel like you want to go to that business? Let me know. Hey, Tsunomo from Japan, glad you're here today. Thank you so much. Hey, Hem, thanks for joining us in from Egypt. We got a lot. So today we're mixing it up. I'm not taking any of your questions unless they're at the end. I asked on Facebook because Mo Elias, who had invited me to a framers workshop, he had people submit a live video as opposed to a dead video. I just got that. You're welcome. And submit a video of the outside of their store and the inside. And then from those, he found the best one. And we did a live makeover on Wednesday where he just said, you're free to talk. And I prefaced it by saying, I'm not here to be your best friend. I'm sure you're doing a lot of things great. I am not here to say that you rock and you're wonderful. I'm just here to give you my gut instincts as a non-interested bystander. So after this, if you haven't already read that or seen that post, I posted it here on YouTube as the original video. It's about 40 minutes. And then I had the luxury, and I'm so sorry, I forget your name, although I will find it here. Ms. Thompson, you had gone through, and she had taken what I said, and she dummied it up into a Kimber Thompson. I knew I had you there. She actually took what I had said and put it into a little graphic, and you can see the before and after. So I'm going to do this right now. And again, if you don't like it, sorry, but it's the way it is. You submitted a picture. I'm going to give you my best thoughts. So let's share the screen here, because all I'm going to really do here is share what is already on Facebook. By the way, do you like my classroom today? I fear I'm teaching you all today, so I would use my Retail Doc classroom. So here we are with Steve Elliott. Steve, I love the exuberance about your store. If I can give you one tip, and hopefully this will come up and you might be able to hear it, but if you can't, I thought your video was really good of your store tour. Welcome to the only thing I didn't quite like is the narrator doesn't quite seem as engaged as I would like her to be. The one thing about it is it is finding joy. The one thing I'm not going to spend a lot of time. Can I get out of this now? There we go. The one thing that took me out of it was the idea that, and here's a picture we can see a little better. You've got the social distancing, all that. It's explaining it to us. We have this 4,000 square foot play area where you can play with the radio controlled items and the drones and all that instead of kind of glossing over that. So I totally got that you want them to play there. I totally understand that. I think that your distancing shows a lot there. I would just try to consider, and because this isn't really a picture I'm working on, it's a video, consider the lands that you're talking about. I love that you've got them listed up there. Just talk about why you would do that with a puzzle, what makes yours different with the puzzles, that idea of what is it that brings them to you. I think it's fine. I would say just for all of you, baskets are always great, but they should be on the front right as you're coming into a building, not going out, which is what it looks like, those blue baskets. So that's my one thing. I will say this is kind of the same thing I would say to all of you there on the right with the pole. I don't know what you want me to look at over there. There's a lot of little things. And this is the overall thing I'm going to talk to you about today, which is merchandising is about focus. What do you want me to look at and why? Because most customers are coming in, you know, they saw something online and there's a one item, but if you can't get me to slow down and pause, you're probably going to miss the add-ons. But I love your store. I love what you're trying to do there, Stephen. So good job. I hope that gives you a little bit. And by the way, if I don't choose your pictures to go over today, because I'm not going to go over 20 minutes today, if I don't choose yours, I'm going to do this again sometime. I won't do it next week, so I'm trying to mix it all up and to go through and resubmit them and let me know what you want feedback on. Michelle, that's a pretty house. If that's your business, that's the first thing I thought of. Okay, that's a pretty house. So I don't know. I don't know what it is. I would have a monument sign out there because your sign to me, I don't know what it means. So it means something to you, obviously, but I'm not sure that for me that would do it. Stephanie, you're an antique center. I don't know what I could say in 1 minute, but what comes to mind is the same thing that plagues an awful lot of businesses. I'm going to start with the exterior, which is your bottom one. That's a very industrial look on a building. Maybe you can't change it. Maybe you can. Maybe that is a temporary way to get in. Unfortunately, these are all locked, so I don't think I can get in there any tighter. No, that's about it. It doesn't invite me. At the very least, get yourself a 10-foot wide, 10-foot red welcome mat and put that out. And I don't care if you're in the Northeast or you're in the Southwest, and have an arrow or anything that looks inviting. I would put some planters out there with some trees or sticks or anything to add color and life out there, but it looks like I'm going to a prison. I'm just telling you, that's what it feels like, you know? All right. So, you're Dallas and Oklahoma City. So again, if you're busy with that, that's great. I'm just giving you my armchair. This is what comes to mind. Nancy, you have this outside store. This is your exterior, Oak Hollow, Saddlery and Gifts. Gifts, tack, apparel, and supplies. Okay, well, you told me what you've got. I don't know why that big logo is on the window. That could be, to me, a medical building. The name of your business is really important. I don't know that thing, the horse, I guess, the leaping horse with a tree, because of his equestrian center. Why is he leaping in front of a tree? Wouldn't it be on the poles? But that gets into logo design and everything else. I think, again, for the same thing with you, you're probably restricted. I don't know. Are you restricted by your landlord? Just time out. What I really want to do the next time I do this, I think I'm going to say that I'm going to ask you to send me a video, and I'm going to have the owner here with me so that we can be talking while I am doing this, because then it's more of a dialogue. I'm not here to shame anybody. I'm just here to give you my ideas. But I would certainly see if I could paint underneath there with maybe, fencing, or show jumpers. I don't know if you're English or Western or you're both. That might be something to look at. And then something around, there's all kinds of Southwest art and different things that you could do around the door, but making it more substantial, because right now I think my eyes would go right across that. Although, good idea with the naming it, gifts, tack, and apparel. The only thing I'd also say is where I would also have had a runner underneath that had your website. And you don't need to put, www. You could just say oakhollow.com, so that we know that if I arrive when you're not there, that there would be a way to do it. Or you could even better have a little a QR code that somebody could scan, because almost all smartphones now have the ability to scan QR codes, and then you could take them to your website and they could message you or something else. So what do you think of what I'm doing? You like what I'm doing? Comment in the comment in the section. Is this good for you? Is this interesting? Is this helpful? What do you like so much about this right now? Steven, see, you're such a gentleman, dude. Thank you. You're such a nice guy. Thanks for that. So comment in. Is this helpful? Are you learning something? What do you take away from it? That's what I want to know from you. Don't go through and just let things come in one side and down the other. All right, so I think that's it. And then the other thing that's really a concern for me is, Nancy, your open sign is this little thing tucked away on the bottom right, like we're open. So that's why I'm a big believer in a flag out there that just says open, something that catches the wind, makes it interesting. I also do balloons wherever I can. Yes, they're expensive. Yes, there's an environmental thing to them, but some balloons you can find, they're expensive, but they look like they're filled up. I know Mavis Tires, I think uses them. But there's a lot of ways, but you want to stay classy and focused that you're a tax store. You're for writers. They need to get that you're not just an industrial building. So I hope that helps. And Nancy, if you were on, I would have loved to have had you on here, but I'm going to move on because I don't see you. So if your store is there, and there's the inside of it. So here's a common problem with an awful lot of stores. I don't know where you want me to look. I don't know if that's menswear on the right and that's women's. You've got these kind of, I don't know, t-shirts, kid shirts that are on that little round thing, that little spiral thing. It's a very old style of merchandising from the 70s. I am not a fan of those fixtures. And then on the left, on the floor, you've got a bunch of, I don't know, those are brushes, but they're just random brushes. And this light, and now I'm going on too far on you, Nancy, probably. So the one thing is also that these lights are from a very old time. Get yourself some modern lights and try to light it up so that you have an awful lot of people. The merchandise can light up. You've got the counter on the left. I give you props for that. But it's all an even light, and so it's hard for something to stand off and get the lands that are there. So I hope that helps. Anything that you can do. Yeah, Heidi, about the entrance with live plants, I'm totally there, making it easy for people to understand where is the door. We'll get to more of that. So Nancy, again, my goal is to help, not hurt. I hope you enjoyed that and you continue to follow me. Philip, I wonder if you're a frame store. Whatever my thoughts are, as you mentioned in your post. Okay, so I get that you're a frame store, and I like that. The only thing is, it's hard for me to tell. And by the way, kudos that you have a laminate floor. Laminate floors are really good because it's that kind of a neutral color. It's taking a lot of light in, and with a black ceiling, it's a little severe for 2021 in my viewpoint. I'm not a real fan of black ceilings. I think it gives us a feeling of ducking when we come in. I can get from your big light you have there that's where the work happens. That's where you're able to show options. The only thing I think with frame stores that you're all missing, and again, I just collect art and buy it. I'm only your ideal customer. But why don't you guys take the same damn picture, make it big enough, 18 by 24 or something, and show me the power of the right frame, what texture adds to it, why I would use a mat, why I would use two mats, and make it so that it's idiot-proof. I used to work with TrueView with museum glass, that design with a picture of a dahlia, and they have paint brushes, and the difference between regular glass and that. And yet people throw that off somewhere like, oh yeah, well that's museum glass. Instead of understanding, you have to educate the customer. And let's face it, while we're at it, talking about museum glass, even though they're not a current customer, we sell the way we buy, which is why so many frame stores struggle with museum glass, because you wouldn't pay for it. I don't care whether you would pay for it. The reality is I would. In fact, that's what I do on my art. So understanding that the key is in that idea to educate the customer. But why not do that so that I understand what a gold frame does on a certain type, or how it works? But we don't get that as a average citizen. And so I get it's a very geometric way to show it. I would challenge you also, are you selling 80% of those frames? Because if you aren't, they're just adding confusion to me. That looks like work when I look at it. So are there ways that you could chunk that a little bit more so it's a little bit easier for us to understand, or show the power of, compare and contrast, or the power of a color wheel, or any of those kind of things? Does that help any of you jumping in? Do you like what I have to say? If so, jump in and comment. This is a dialogue. Don't wait till it's over, because I'm not going to stay and then, oh yes, let's get in a conversation there, right? So, oh, Mo, thank you so much. I'm glad. Uh, Stacy, explain to me what I've been missing. Oh, can I share that? I love that. Explain to me what I've been missing. How have I lived this long without it? I love that because, people, especially you frame stores, you're like, oh, well, fast frames or somebody, they're just eating our lunch. Yeah, well, think about it. They're just getting in and out quickly. If you're trying to get 500, a grand for a frame, and by the way, if you don't believe you can get that, you'll never sell that. So you'll have all these fancy moldings, and then you'll settle for that little thin black one that someone will do because it's cheap. You'll never do it. Or you'll tell me, I'm an artist. I'm an artist, Bob. I don't like to sell. Well, I'm sorry. Then, Mozart was an artist too, and he died a pauper. You're here to sell. You're here to sell. That's what counts. I'm tired, and you'll hear this from me many times. I'm tired of pretty stores. I want a store to work. I want a store to buy you the life that you deserve to live. If you're with me, if you like that, then give me some love. Give me some thumbs up. I'm going to give me a yes. Give me some love. Let me know you're there, because you just sitting there and letting it go in one ear and out the other doesn't change anything. Just tell me I'm going to take a different look at the way I'm looking at my store. I'm a frame store. Wow, I didn't ever think of it that way. Great. Then comment and do something with it, damn it. What's the point of being on this call unless you want to change? That was a little bit of a rant. You're welcome. All right. So, Philip, I hope that helps. Did I see the outside of your store? I think you did give me the outside. Kudos to lights. I'm thrilled with lights. I just don't have a really good focus on what you're trying to say there. I appreciate also the white background, framing and gallery, perfect. I would really have liked something in there. By the way, kudos also that I can see into your store at night. I love that. Again, I would tell all of you, have a nice QR code that will take somebody to your website so that they can talk to you and they can go through and communicate, or even your phone number and let them text while they're doing it. I see the pretty leaves. I don't know how that relates to a sunset on an easel. You've got your little ends at the bottom. I would encourage you to have your website. Again, I don't need to have www.http : all that stuff. I just need to know Norton Framing Gallery and what am I going to find in there? So is it like, your one source for the best picture framing in wherever you live? Whatever that's going to be, that might be it. I'm getting a little bogged down on too many details, which is always the problem with me, because I always have the ideas, and it really doesn't matter about the ideas. It comes down to the implementation. So what is the best way to display antiques and collectibles while avoiding clutter and confusion? Kevin, the key to all of that is focus. Focus. Same thing for you toy stores. You seem to not understand that it's about focus. Now, I focus this. I am going to assume, Barb, that this is not from today. Dear God, I hope not, because it looks like a Halloween display, and you look very proud of that display. I'm not sure why the color is all in there. It is low down, and it's all blue up above. I would have put something orange with that so that it connected to the colors. But bravo, you've got 3 colors you're working with: orange, blue, and black. I would just encourage it to, I would have had a sign there that, why not treat yourself instead of be tricked by COVID? I don't know, but I would have tried to do something like that. And I like you've got the tops with the jeans. A lot of boutiques nowadays try to put all the jeans in one place, the tops in another, which is not good for add-ons. So I don't have a lot to go on with that, but I hope that helps. Terry, my secret garden. So beautiful, beautiful exhibit. I love that. Do you sell that planter thing in the middle and all those flowers? I'm not sure. You're a 13,000 square foot award-winning fashion decor emporium in a Studebaker dealership. We are really ramped up our website and comment. What's the best way to transfer our band? Terry, that's not really what I'm talking about today, but I would say this is something that I see with gift stores and an awful lot of home goods stores, is you set the table like my aunt would have set it, or my mom in days gone by. I don't need to see the exact same thing 7 times. What would have been interesting on this table for me is I would have drawn a tape like for each different place setting, and I might say, do something like and again, our goal is to help you. On the one side, it'd be like if your grandmother set this table, and that would be one. So it'd be really ornate and all this, and then it's like, and maybe for you today, for a busy mom doing the table today, and then it might be, and your daughter, and then it'd be like, and this is your child, and I have a play set. But at least I would get you to laugh, and at least I would get you to pause. The problem with this is it's a pretty store, and I'm sure you get a lot of sales from it. And bravo, great, it's pretty. But I don't get, where's the one thing that doesn't belong? Where's the pig in the window, as I call it? Where is something surprising or animated or different? And that lighting is terrible for a beautiful store. It washes everything the same. You should have more spotlights. And again, I don't see that in here, and I'm only trying to help, not hurt, but that's what comes to mind. Shannon, a Western style boutique. And we're at 25 minutes. This is going to be my last one today. I don't have time to go into it too much. I see that I hope to God that you don't have all of that garland still there. It's after Christmas and the Christmas trees and all that stuff. You have all of the jeans in one place. Not my favorite unless you're doing Levi's. If you're going to do that, at least you fold them in such a way that the leg can go out. These are it looks too pretty and too taken care of. Just humor me, Shannon. Take one of those in the middle and make it look like someone put a couple back rough, because things like that draw people's attention. Or put black in the middle of it, or white jeans, or a pink jean, or something in the middle of that display to stop our eyes. Because the problem is, this goes through and it makes my eyes go, oh, I get it. Those are all jeans with flat pockets. And you've lost me at that moment, because I go, I don't need that. Fair enough? Shannon, I don't see you on here, so I'm going to keep moving on. Yes, the pig in the window, you're going to have to go through and read my book, The Retail Doc's Guide to Growing Your Business. But it's always about doing something unexpected, and that's what makes it interesting and gets the customer. I'm sick of pretty stores. I'm sick of efficient stores. If you want to have an efficient store, go look at Uniqlo, because they're Uniqlo. I never know how to say their damn name. It's all the same. They go through and make sure everything is regimented in the same place so it's easy to find. That's not going to make you money. So Shannon, I hope that helps. Did you have a second one? I guess you did have the second one too. This is the exterior. I'm a little lost on this though, because, and I can't get bigger on it. I just can't see what the outside says. Again, this will be my last one today. Again, why don't you have some nice planters? And I'm talking nice planters, like a good 5 foot or 4 foot red or something, planted up nicely in the summer with bright things. Have a plant service do it, because you guys won't. And make sure that someone goes out there every other day and gets rid of the cigarettes and stuff that people put in there, and make sure that it sets off that front, and then if you own the top, I would certainly do something other than just having those curtains there. So what did you learn from today? Type in the comments here. What did you learn from me today? Back to class. What did you learn from me today? Type it in the comments below. Let me know. Did you get something from it? Did you understand what I'm trying to get about? Again, the main ideas that I tried to get across to you. Number one is focus. Do you see that? Where we are today? It's all in white, but I want you to focus on what? Oh, the retail doctor. Well, actually, my face is right in front of you, but the retail doctor. I want you to know that. So what else? I want to interrupt you. I want to interrupt you somehow. Look at me. There's something different. It's not the same. What is that? I have to find out. I want to go through and make you smile. That's why when we got to the dining table, I said, have the kids on the side and have something just sloppy with spilled fake juicy cup or some other things, because it would make me laugh. And number 5 is I hate pretty stores. The worst thing you could say to me is, I get so many people come in and they look around, they say, oh, you have such a pretty store, as they walk out. I want you to have an ugly store that you're telling me, oh, people are buying my merchandise. Don't do what you've always done. It's 2021. You're going to have to work harder to understand what it takes to be a great retailer. And I did have one. Did I put it in here? I thought I put it in here. Yeah, there it is. And one more thing is that I also have, shameless plug, in SalesRx, I have a whole course on how to merchandise your store and how to get better displays. And you can find that at salesrx.com. So that's going to help you, just so you go through and know that that's another resource that I have for you. And what else did you learn today? So I learned about pigs. Yes, the pig in the window is really important. That means you put one thing that doesn't belong. You go through and take one thing, and I always take, well, I'll tell you about that the next time about the pig in the window, what I always do. Stop the eye, exactly, Diane. If it feels like somebody just threw up product in a store, you're in trouble. DA, great ideas, add more surprises. That's exactly it, Terry. And that goes for you too, toy stores. You get so caught up in all the stuff you have, but what is the surprise element? And kudos to you, it was Steve, right? We started with, was the idea of understanding that it was really great that you had the idea around all these play areas and what we can do with it. How do you translate that into a video so that it lets people understand it's about who? Oh, it's about them, not what you do. It's about what they'll find. So that's good. Mary, learn we all can focus. Heidi, always worth taking a step back to assess your merchandising. What do you want the client to look out? I'm done with pretty. And Heidi has some of the prettiest windows in the world. And shameless plug, she's been a SalesRx customer for years, award winner, 3 stores, continuing the tradition of her mom as a retailer. A sharp cookie, knows her numbers. And I hope cookie was not a bad derogatory thing. She's smart, like she's smart. That's all I meant by that. No offense taken. Jill, making it fun. Thank you for your generosity. Time to mix it up. Well, there you are. You spent another half hour with the retail doctor. My name is Bob Phibbs. I'm out to change the world by the people working and shopping in retail. Will you join me? Will you say, I'm tired of being good enough? Will you stop settling for somebody but giving you $5 when if you just spent some time merchandising it, you might get 25. And if you really took the time to understand how to sell it, you might get 25 and live the life that you deserve. Well, if so, then continue following me. And if not, good luck with price and promotion, because that's not going to work in 21. It's only going to erode margins. I'm Bob Phibbs, the Retail Doc. Thanks for joining me today. I'll see you next Sunday at 9 a.m.